Hey, my amazing artists. Today's awesome art activity is Zentangle Art. So let's start first with our learning target. I can create Zentangle Art. So let's ask the big question. What is a Zentangle? Well, Zentangles are made up of many different patterns, also called tangles. This is a type of doodle art that can be very meditative. And not only can Zentangle art increase your focus, but it can also increase your creative abilities and help to reduce your stress. So we're going to try a few different Zentangle patterns today. Let's find out first, though, what kind of art materials we're going to need. All right, artists, here are the things that we're going to need to make our Zentangles today. The first thing that you have to have is a blank sheet of paper. You're also going to have a pencil with a good eraser or a big eraser if you need one, and then some sort of either pen or Sharpie to help trace up your designs, because traditional Zentangles are actually made with pen first normally. Now what I have over here are many different examples of Zentangle patterns, or tangles as they're called. I'm going to post pictures of these at the end of this video, so that way you can freeze the pictures and look at some of the different patterns to fill in your own tangles today. So you don't need to go grab these off the internet. I'll have these at the end of the video, but please go get your paper, pencil, pen or Sharpie, and an eraser right now. Now that I have my art supplies, I'm going to start my Zentangles, but my paper right now is very blank. Now, one option is I could fill up my whole entire piece of paper with many different tangles and patterns, or I could draw something on there and fill that in with my tangles and patterns. Now, again, you can pick whatever you would like to draw on your paper, or like I said, fill it up with many different patterns. Today, I think I'm going to choose a letter to fill in with my different patterns. So I'm going to start with just a stick letter A, and I'm drawing it nice and light. That way I can erase a letter, because I don't want just a boring old stick letter. I want to turn it into a bubble letter. So right now on my paper, I've drawn a nice large letter A, nice and light. Now I'm going to go around that stick A, and I'm not going to touch it to make it a bubble letter. So I'm going to go a little bit darker this time, because this is the line that I would like to keep. And I'm following around those stick letter lines. Again, I don't want to touch them at all. I just want to follow around them. Because my letter also has an inside part of it, I'll even go on the inside part of my A and draw that small little triangle. So I have my bubble letter that I can fill in with my Zentangles. Before I do that though, I'm going to erase my stick letter from the middle of it. Remember, that stick letter was that nice light letter that you drew first if you want to do this example that I'm doing. And I think I'll go ahead and also Sharpie up my bubble letter, just to make sure I don't accidentally erase it while I'm working on my different Zentangle patterns. All right, I have my A. I've outlined it in my Sharpie. I can go ahead and start adding some of my different Zentangle designs and patterns. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to move some of my materials over, and I'm going to pull in some different images. Again, I'm going to have pictures of these at the end of the video for you to look closer at the different patterns, or tangles as they're called. So now I need to go ahead and I need to pick some patterns to start putting into my letter A. I think this pattern looks like an interesting one. It has some straight lines at the bottom of it, and then there's some triangles with some dots in the middle. So maybe I might try that one out as one of my first patterns. So I'll go ahead, add some straight lines, and then I'm going to add some triangles on top of it. And inside those triangles, there's even a smaller triangle and a very small little dot. Now, just because the pattern looks like this, do I have to make it exactly the same, or can I change it? I hope that my artist said that you can change it. Remember, we always have freedom of creativity and artistic choice. Or you could keep it the same if you'd like. So our goal today is to try at least 5 different patterns, or tangles, again, as they're called. So here's my first one. I've repeated it at least once. I might go ahead and repeat it one more time, and then I can pick a new design. All right, maybe I'll go ahead and look for a new design now. Ooh, I kind of like how these circles look. Those look like they could be kind of interesting. There's a lot of fun circle ones. Maybe I might even try this circle one. It looks like it has some straight lines that go side to side and up and down, and then inside the boxes are spirals. So maybe I'll go ahead here, draw a couple straight side to side lines. Well, if I keep going there, I'm going to have to go all the way across my A. So maybe I'll erase this out and I'll try this pattern on a different part of my letter. For example, maybe I'll go to the other part of my A's, like over here, and try it on this side. And then I'll add some up and down lines. And then inside those boxes are spirals. Just like that. Now again, like I said, traditionally, these are made using a pen or a Sharpie first. So if you want a real challenge, you can go ahead and try a pattern with your pen or Sharpie first. All right, I think I'll find another new design to try. I think I'm going to try something like these radio waves here. They have kind of curved lines and then boxes going in between. So maybe I'll go ahead and I'll try that right here in the middle. I'll add some curved lines. And then I'll add some lines coming out. Now later, when I use my pen or my Sharpie to color it in, I'll look back at this design to see how the boxes are colored in, kind of in an alternating pattern. That means every other box is colored. All right, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to keep picking some patterns. I'm going to fill my whole letter A in and Sharpie it up and show you how I'll look when I'm all done. So here's my finished Zentangle letter A. I ended up trying 7 different patterns. Remember, your goal is to try at least 5. I changed some of them up, and I even went back and I added a few little extra things to some of my patterns that I felt could use a little bit more in them. The last thing I'm going to do is write what my A is for. Now, in most cases, I use the letter A for art, but in this case, A can also be for another 3-letter word, which would be my first name, Amy. So I hope you have some fun trying out some different Zentangle patterns and creating whatever Zentangle art you would like to make. Have fun, my friends.